today you have this very interesting discussion on stage about taking back your data. So tell us, what is this about?
So right now we live in a world where Google and Facebook basically own your data on the internet. So these two large companies together have almost all of the advertising revenue on the internet. And the way they fund their companies is basically they know a lot about you because people have given their data to Google and Facebook. In the case of Facebook, it's all of the stuff that you publish to the Facebook feed. In the case of Google, they're tracking you around the internet, looking at your search queries and things like this. And so they have a lot of data about you, and they allow advertisers to sell targeted ads to you based on the data that they have about you. And so this is why everything on the internet is free, or at least it feels free. You don't have to pay for the stuff because you're just looking at ads for everything. But there's a big cost, which is you're giving them all of your data. And there are a lot of implications to this. For many content creators and things like this, they need alternatives to ads. We need to bring these other options to people. We need to bring back the ability for people to own their data. We need to do this at a protocol level. So maybe not everyone necessarily will want to own their data, that's fine. But for people who do want to, we need to make that possible. So that's the idea of my talk is we want to take our data back and make it so that people can own their data again. And so what we've done is to create new protocols on top of Bitcoin that we've implemented inside of MoneyButton to make this possible.
And not only to own their data, but also to monetize from it, like to earn from it. So I understand that you have made some announcements that you have done in your MoneyButton protocol and PayMail as well. Tell us, what are those new things happening right now to enable us to own our data back?
Yeah, so first of all, if you own your data, you should be able to sell it or do anything else that you want to do with it. So the point is, you control it, and the most important thing you can do with it is figure out how you want to monetize it. So if you want to monetize, say, your personal information, it should be a choice that you make. I want to give my data to Facebook, and therefore receive advertisements or something like that. What we can do is we can make it possible for you to, say, earn money for looking at ads rather than Facebook earning money for looking at ads. So these are the types of things we want to do. So the particular features that we've added into MoneyButton are, number one, signatures. So we now have the ability for a user to sign data on the blockchain so that they can prove that they are the author of something. So this is a key piece of cryptography that allows people to actually establish their identity on the blockchain directly. So that's number one. Number two is encryption. So we let you encrypt your data on the blockchain, or we let you encrypt data for other people. So you can encrypt data for anybody, or you can even encrypt keys and then give access to other people, to those keys later on. So signatures and encryption are the two founding sort of elements. We also created a peer-to-peer transaction protocol to enable people to actually transact directly peer-to-peer using payment. And then the final thing is we have a avatar and naming protocol that allows you to basically attach an avatar and a name so you can see the photo and someone's name of their PayMail inside of your wallet. So all these together, they're actually all extensions to PayMail, which is a naming protocol similar to email. And the idea is that any wallet can implement this. The protocol is open, the code for PayMail itself is open source. Any wallet can add this in and gain access to these features. And what we've done is to be the first company to actually implement these particular protocols inside of MoneyButton.
And you just made it easy by doing that for other developers and applications to just integrate it
exactly.
to their
so
existing ones.
we're implementing this stuff ourselves. We're writing the software. But the only way this makes any sense, if the users really own their data, they ought to be able to import their data into a different application, right? They ought to be able to sign in and still access their data. The example I like to give is, I used to be a big user of Twitter, but Twitter has a lot of issues, and I basically had so much misinformation in my Twitter feed that I left Twitter. The problem is I had 27,000 followers on Twitter. By leaving Twitter, I lose my audience of 27,000 people. So I consider this, it's an example of data lock-in. The way this should work is my followers shouldn't be a part of Twitter. My followers should just be following me. I should be publishing my data in a way that isn't dependent on any particular third party, and they should be able to see it and follow me. That's what following really is. That's what we're enabling. So I can now publish my data to the blockchain, and anybody can follow me on the blockchain. And the blockchain doesn't depend on any one particular entity. So I can have access to the same data, and people can follow me using different applications and things like that. So we're really delivering on this idea of no application lock-in for your data for users.
Very, very interesting. And Just to be clear, have you rolled all of these new features out? And how is the response so far?
Yeah, so we've rolled out signatures. We only rolled it out literally today. So like, there's no, I don't know what the response is because no one has had a chance to use it yet. We're going to roll out encryption and the peer-to-peer transactions in the next couple of weeks. The avatar system is partially rolled out. So you can actually, inside of other wallets, already access the money button avatars. And the next step for us is to integrate other wallets' avatars into our system. So it's about halfway done, roughly speaking. So the signatures are ready to go.
And when it happens, everyone can now take back their data.
Exactly.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ryan Charles, for your time and very, very interesting work you've done here in this space. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much.